All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Right on time. Remember, stylishly late, right on time. That's how we roll around here, right? Today is Wednesday, the 17th of November, 2021. I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to the final consecutive streaming day of the week. What a week it has been. 7 straight streaming days. 7. That's a lot. That's a lot of days to be streaming back to back to back without a break. Tomorrow will be my break, which is great. I need the break after 7 straight days to get kind of exhausted. Not necessarily mentally. Mentally, things have been great this week. Mentally, playing GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition, balancing that with Guardians of the Galaxy, more Forza, which has been really great so far, more Lost Judgment, Street Fighter, and the surprise release of Halo Infinite multiplayer. All of that stuff this week was, quite frankly, outstanding. Like, it's been a really great streaming week, and I had a ton of fun, and I know you guys did too. I know you did. I see it in your comments in the chat. I see it in the comments on the videos. That's right, because people are actually commenting on my videos now on DSPGaming, which is excellent. It's a slow build. I can tell people are just learning. Oh, I could leave a comment again. Oh my God, first time in so many years, right? And things are kind of interesting right now, especially now with all this new stuff. There's a feeling of excitement around the streams. In particular, I'll be honest, the GTA streams have been definitely a focus of excitement. Okay, so it's been a great streaming week. All right, but so it's not mental exhaustion in any way, shape, or form. I'm having a really fun time. It gets down to the point where it's physical exhaustion. You know, when I'm here 7 straight days, okay, without a break, and it's actually the opposite of what you would think. Because most people, they work for 7 straight days, they're like, oh, my body is just, it's tired out. I work too much, right? To me, it's like, my body actually is telling me, go do something. You know? Get the frick out of this chair, this captain's chair that you've been sitting in for 7 straight days, and go move. Go run errands. Go walk around all day long. You know, get some physical movement in. What are you doing sitting there all day long? The human body is not meant to be sedentary like that. So it's kind of the opposite of everyone. Everyone else probably is like, oh man, my job, it worked me out. Physically, I'm so tired. I can't wait to get off my feet and sit down and play video games for my day off. My body's like, please stop playing video games and go out there and do something for your day off. That's how my body acts. So I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off where I'm going to be doing quite a lot of stuff. Grocery shopping. In addition to that, actually buying some extra stuff for our Thanksgiving meal, which is next week. Next week is a national holiday here in the United States. So we're actually going to buy some stuff early, like canned cranberry sauce and some stuffing and stuff like that. We're going to get those ingredients early. So that way next week, when we have our day off right before Thanksgiving, because our next day off is actually going to be the next Wednesday. So rather than rush and try to grab everything last minute when everyone else is in the grocery store, will be incredibly busy with people trying to buy that shit. Instead, we're going to try to get a lot of the stuff early so we have it ahead of time. The only things you can't get is, like, for example, we want to have some kind of sweet potatoes. We're not sure if it's just going to be like sweet potato casserole, sweet potato mashed potatoes, whatever we do. But we can't do that a week early unless we're going to freeze it or something, which we don't want to. So we're going to probably do that like next week. But anything that's like canned or boxed or something that we can get early, we're going to try to get this week. So that way, you know, you have it ahead of time. So we got to do that. We got to do pet supply shopping tomorrow for Jasper Kidding. He's out on a lot of stuff. We have to get haircuts. We haven't had haircuts now in about a month and a half. And my hair actually isn't so bad. It's a little bit starting to get annoying in the back. My wife's hair has grown out and gotten a little bit more annoying. She needs a trim. So all that is going on right now. You know, tomorrow it'll be a fun day to be out and about and get that physical activity that I need. At the very same time, it ain't gonna be the funnest day. You know what I mean? Like, on my day off, I really don't have opportunity to do too much outside of running around and getting this stuff done that I need to get done. So it is what it is, right? When I come back for my day off, it's gonna be a very fun week. We're gonna be alternating between Guardians of the Galaxy and GTA, my goal for this coming week is to finish Guardians of the Galaxy. Because once I finish Guardians, I made this announcement yesterday. The next game on the agenda for me is going to be Metroid Dread. For 2 reasons. Number one, because you guys have wanted Metroid Dread ever since it came out and I didn't play it. At the time, I was very skeptical about playing it. I didn't know if you guys were going to like a Metroidvania game because over the years, you guys typically have not. And in addition to that, I was just in the midst of so many other major playthroughs at the time that I needed to get through. I didn't want to start a new one. And then on top of that, it's now been nominated as Game of the Year in the Game of the Year Awards, which, by the way, that's the one news story I have to talk about on today's pre-stream, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, you guys have wanted it. It's a Game of the Year contender. Why am I not playing it, right? Especially because I told you guys I wanted to play it, and I haven't played it, right? By the way, having some nice coffee this morning. That's what I'm doing. Drinking a nice coffee. Because I'm running behind today. I don't really have... I know some people are going to say, why is Phil late today to stream? Phil's like 30 minutes late. Okay? Usually my stream starts around 10:45. I think today I started around like 11:25. Okay, so I'm like 40 minutes late. Right? Why is Phil so late? Well, it's because, obviously, the cartel owners finally showed up. They got wind that I've been paying for everything around here with the stolen drugs for the past 5 or so years. They bombarded my house with Molotov cocktails, and it took a while for the hose to put out, to put that, it's not easy. It's not like, you could just easily just go out there with a blanket. You gotta really spray the gasoline off the house. No, there's no story to tell here. It's basically a lot of stuff backed up. I had a lot of shit to do this morning. It was a combination of I did actually oversleep, and then by the time that I got up, I was like, how the hell did I oversleep? I guess I either slept through my alarm or I turned it off and didn't realize it. Maybe it wasn't on. Maybe I turned it off yesterday. I didn't turn it back on. And then on top of that, there was just other stuff going on personally here that I was taking care of. And I'm like, damn, now it's super late. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to make it to stream. Let me tweet and let them know I'm going to be a little late. It happens every once in a while. It's not a huge deal. And by the way, like I told you guys, I'm just going to shorten the pre-stream. And therefore we'll make up for it. This pre-stream will not be nearly as long as it usually is. On top of that, I made an interesting change yesterday. And I actually forgot to talk about it on the Daily Wrap, which is funny. I actually forgot it was a major change that I had made. So here's a major change that I made, okay? Yesterday, we did the pre-stream. By the time I was done with the pre-stream yesterday, we had like 400 people on the stream. Don't ask me why, because the pre-stream wasn't, in my opinion, particularly extra interesting or anything. I don't know what we even really talked about that brought butts to seats like it did. I guess, I don't know. Maybe because I was playing GTA, people were excited, right? In particular today, we only got about 240 people on pre-stream. It's growing, but, I'm not expecting to get 400 people by the time we finish. But anyway, by the time I finished pre-stream, I was like, let's just roll right into the gameplay. Instead of taking a break, because typically what I would do is pre-stream, 15, 20-minute break, gameplay for about 2 hours, 15, 20-minute break, gameplay for another hour, okay? Now, admittedly, I like stretching my legs. It helps out. But people have complained for years. They said, Phil, what we don't like is you turn on the stream, you do music for like 20, 30 minutes. Then you talk pre-stream for an hour. Then you're gone. Like, where's the gameplay? I thought you were a gameplay streamer, Phil. What's the deal, Phil? Phil, where's the gameplay, Phil? What's taking so long, Phil? Phil, what's going on, Phil? Hurry up, Phil. Where's the gameplay, Phil? Let me tell you guys... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Let me tell you guys something. You may not think that gets to me. You may think, Phil's got thick skin. It ain't a big deal. He'll deal with it. He's a big man. He's 39 years old, right? He's an immature adult. Let me tell you, it gets to me. It eats away at me on the inside, both as a person and as a content creator. When people tell me I'm doing something wrong, it makes me feel like crap. It does. It makes me feel like I'm not listening to my audience. And after blatantly ignoring you for like 4 years, I finally said, gee, maybe I'll try something different. After completely ignoring all of your feedback for 4.5 years because I didn't feel like listening. Finally, one day I said, what the hell? Let's just try something different. So we did. Yesterday, I caved and I said, all right, let's change things up a little bit. Okay? Let's just jump right into gameplay after the pre-stream. People were shocked. They couldn't believe it. They were like, huh? Wait, there's no break? Don't you have to make a stinky duty? Like, what you always tell us you take a big a big fucking Lincoln Log Buster Bomb before you start your gameplay. What are you doing? So yesterday I said, nah, we're gonna change it up. We're just gonna go right into the gameplay, and we did. And what I noticed is that I didn't lose 98% of my viewership like I usually do. Like usually on pre-stream, let's just guesstimate on a typical pre-stream. I have 200 people listening. I go on break and I come back and there's 3 people in the chat. I'm like, what? 3 people? Everyone leaves. And then it takes me like 4 hours to get my viewer base back. And by the time that everyone's back to that original 200 viewers, the stream's over. And, So instead, I decided, let's just go right into the gameplay. And people were like blown away. They were like, their brains were exploding. A few people wrote me, and they said they're going to send me medical bills because they had to be hospitalized, and they didn't appreciate that. And I said, well, you got to be careful what you ask for. When you ask for something for 4.5 years, you got to be ready to accept the repercussions of what happens when you ask for it, because I'll eventually listen. I'm one of the most stubborn guys ever in history, in human history. Like, you say something to me like, hey, Phil, maybe, just maybe, you should do this one tiny thing to help improve your situation, like, I don't know, like, hey, Phil, instead of sitting there trying to open a jar that's really airtight with your bare hands for like 25 minutes, there's a little rubberized grip thing here you can use. You can open it in 2 seconds. But I'm like, no, I'm a man. I can do this. And I will sit there and struggle with that jar for 25 minutes. 25 minutes. Until finally either the jar gives or I say, oh, what's that? And I pick up the rubberized thing. I pop it right up. That's how I am. I don't know. That's how I've always been. I've been a stubborn idiot. And the good news is that in the modern day, I do tend to listen to you guys more and more. I listen to your suggestions. It takes a while, but I do listen to them. I swear to you, like, I appreciate all of your feedback. Some of the things, I'm getting suggestions in the video comments now, which is great because I haven't had feedback from my YouTube audience in a very long time. And that's great to finally get feedback from those watching on demand rather than just those on the stream. Because I could get a million suggestions from you guys on the stream, okay? But that doesn't necessarily also apply to people watching the videos on demand, or vice versa. I smashed my hand on the table. I'm Italian, and I wiggle my arms around like this when I talk like an idiot. I smash my hand on the table. So, I'm glad that you guys basically broke me down over the years. So I'm like the Rock of Gibraltar, like this big rock face, solid rock. And every day you come with your little chisels and you chisel away at the front of the rock. You chisel. And you say, Phil, come on. Go right to gameplay. Phil, come on. Go right to gameplay after this pre-stream. Phil, come on. And after a while, you chiseled like Michelangelo's David. Like you chiseled a giant artistic statue into this rock face. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And one day I woke up and I turned and I looked, I was like, that's really nice looking. Let's start the gameplay. And I just started right the gameplay yesterday. People seem to like it. Okay? So, today we're going to do the same thing. Right after pre-stream ends, we're going to go right into the gameplay. I'll play for about an hour of gameplay, then we'll go on break. And the one thing that's going to have to give here is my bowels. And what I mean by that is, I have a way with my body of training it to do certain things based on a schedule. I'm serious about this too. Like, typically, today was the exception. I told you I overslept a little bit, but typically, I wake up around the same time every day, even on my day off, because my body is trained to wake up on that time. Even if, like, my day off, I turn my alarm off, I'll still wake up that time anyway. There's times of the day when I'm not even kidding you. Like, I feel like I got to use the bathroom, because I train my body to be used to using the bathroom at that time of day. That's how my body actually is. Like, I've gotten into this routine, as they say. And so, what's going to end up happening is, I know this for a fact, if I don't do that first break, during that first hour, my body's going to be like, why are you not using the bathroom? Why are you not taking a nice shit? A nice refreshing duty, Cleanse the body, get it out so that you can be refreshed for the rest of the day. It's going to be wondering what's going on, all right? I'm going to go through that first hour of gameplay before we get to that point. So, there may be situations. They may not be good situations, but there may be situations that we have to deal with here on stream. Okay? I hope it doesn't. I hope that we're fine. Right now I'm drinking a coffee. And that could also lead to a situation, if you know what I mean. Coffee sometimes has some effect on the body outside of taking away the feeling of tiredness or the desire for rest and sleep. It also can do some other things down below. So let's hope that it doesn't do that. Let's hope that we can have a nice full hour of gameplay here today before we go on the official break. Now, just so you guys know the way this will work now, I'll do pre-stream, I'll start gameplay. That means my first break would roughly be around 2 p.m. No, wait. My first break would roughly be around 1:30 p.m. Reason being, if I take that 20-minute break, I come back at 2, and then I do 2 straight hours of gameplay till 4 p.m. You see? I actually feel this is going to be better for the streams because now people will feel like, oh, if I come back after the break, it's not the tail end of the game with only an hour left. They'll be like, oh, actually a giant chunk of the gameplay of the stream is coming after the break. So people will have more incentive to come back. I actually feel that over the years, people realize, oh, Phil does a pre-stream, comes back, does the majority of his gameplay in the first segment, which is 2 hours. Then he goes on a break, and the last segment's only about an hour. I don't have to be there for that. I'll either catch up on YouTube or I'll just watch the rest of the stream. I'll get caught up tomorrow on stream. But now, if a big chunk of the gameplay is going to be in the second half of the stream, I actually feel like people will actually have incentive to come back after the break and check out the stream, you see? So this is all positive stuff. I'm serious. I think this is going to be positive change, and I hope that you guys feel the same way too. I know it's silly. It's simple as all you're doing is taking your break later and you're reducing the amount of breaks. Normally I would take 2 breaks. Now I'm only going to take 1. And you would think, that's not going to be a big deal. At the very same time, no, actually that could be a huge deal. Just that simple change. Listening to your feedback, you know, again, chiseling the rock wall over years and years could actually lead to something significantly changing and improving for the better. Just like bringing comments back to my videos, just like all the changes that I've instituted recently, the daily wrap at the end of the day, having the face cam on for pre-stream, you know. Let me tell you guys something. So I've had the pre-stream camera on for about 2 weeks, and I've only gotten about 7 or 8 messages from people saying they've gone legally blind as a result. That's a win. When you've got 300-400 people on a pre-stream and only 7 or 8 of them go blind because you're so ugly, that's a huge percentile of success. You know, you're going to have some fails, but there's nothing much you can do about that. I can't help people, tell them to stop looking at me, you know, if they're losing their eyesight, but they just keep doing it. They can't stop themselves. So this is excellent, and I'm glad that you guys have been, you know, requesting positive changes recently, and I hope that you guys are enjoying everything. By the way, I'll do a quick update in regards to ad revenue, because I talked about this yesterday, but I didn't really emphasize it. So right now, ad revenue on the channel, normally for the month of November, would be sky high. Reason being, in November, all the advertisers pump YouTube full of ads for their Christmas products, okay? So even if someone like me, who usually doesn't make a lot of ad revenue on their videos, because I usually don't, I'd say out of all the income that I make, maybe my YouTube ad revenue ends up being like 10 to 15%. Some months 20, 25, depending on if it's a slower month or whatever, you know, depending on what's going on. But it's definitely a small percentage compared to my focus, which is, you know, reacting with you guys on stream and getting crowdfunding on stream. That's my major income, okay? But this month is usually the exception. November, December, the 2 months of the year, everything blows up on YouTube when it comes to ad revenue, and even someone like me can make a significant amount of money on YouTube because of ad revenue. As you know, this last week, I have all the licensed music on in the games I'm playing, including GTA today. I will have licensed music on as we're driving around. You will hear this licensed music, okay? I made no money on any of those videos. GTA, Guardians, and Forza Horizon 5 all made me $0 in ad revenue in this last week, okay? So you might say, oh, man, that's bad for Phil then, right? Basically, the news is not good or bad. I told you after a week I would get the results together and I would give you the end result. Let me tell you the end result. I did not lose any money. When I took a look at my results for this last week, it's basically typically exactly what it normally is when it comes to ad revenue. It didn't go up or it didn't go down. So that's both good and bad news. The good news is I didn't lose money. The bad news is I didn't make the money that I usually make. You see what I'm saying? At this time of year, usually things are up. Now they're just straight plateaued because the extra money that I would have made, I didn't make because I have all the licensed music claimed, and therefore I'm not making that ad revenue. So the good news is it didn't ruin me, it didn't bankrupt me, it didn't destroy me. The bad news is this is a time of year when actually things get a little better for me. It helps me out year end and stuff, and I'm not going to have that. So, that being said, obviously what I'm saying here is that all of you should immediately empty all of your wallets. Just open up all of your finances to me, your bank accounts, your credit lines, remortgage your house, right? Do all these things immediately to help make up for the lost ad revenue. No, I'm not saying that. That's ridiculous. That's what the morons on the internet will say. I'm trying to say, because they're fucking jackasses. No. What I'm saying is, hey, if you like the playthroughs I'm doing right now, you like the fact that I went out of the way to leave the music in, understand that I'm not hurting, but I'm also not I'm kind of like, meh, things are good. I'm enjoying the streams. I like it with the music in them. You guys are telling me you like the playthroughs with the music in them. But understand that this is a time of year when normally I almost have a little bit of a boon, a little bit of a stockpile where I can build up. And then around year end, typically there's something that I can do usually to help out around the house or whatever. This year, you know, I talked about the issues with my bathroom and my shower and shit like that. I was like, man, I could really fix everything in the bathroom all in one fell swoop if we had that extra income. And now I don't have it. Okay? So, just being honest with you, you know, this is something that I was thinking about, and I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because maybe I would have been in a better position where I actually could have fixed everything that broke in the bathroom. You know, whether it's plumber or tiling or other shit going on in there. Because, you know, I don't tell you guys everything. I didn't tell you about the giant, what do you call it? The mold monster. There's a mold monster in my bathroom. He lives in there. He talks to us. It's very disturbing. You're trying to brush your teeth and he's asking you about, like, what you had for dinner. You're like, dude, shut up in there. No, we don't have mold monster in the bathroom. But the point I'm making is I don't tell you everything. There's basically stuff, you know, if I would like to redo things in the bathroom because it's fucked up. The bathroom actually has issues. We can't use certain things in it. It's messed up. And so it would be great to have that extra income for the year. And I don't have it right now. So if you like everything I'm doing, you like the changes I'm instituting, you like the face cam here on pre-stream, right? You'll like the fact that now we're going to go straight into the gameplay instead of having a break between pre-stream and gameplay. You like the fact that I do the daily wrap at the end of the day to give you a little bit of a summary of what's going on. All right, you'll like that I left the licensed music in the video. See what I mean? Like, I could tell you probably 4 or 5 major changes I made just in the last couple of weeks. Okay, that have hopefully been positive changes to the streams, and I hope you guys feel that way. I hope you feel that these things have helped out, because a lot of the times I feel like people are like, man, we don't concretely see changes that Phil is doing to improve things, and I have to agree with you there. I seriously do. I have to agree with you there that sometimes I kind of get complacent. I like how things are going. And when I like how things are going, I'm happy and I just keep them that way. And then over time, people are like, well, Phil, actually, you could have improved this and this. You could have changed this up for the better. Why didn't you? I'm like, well, I just liked how things were going, man. I got, you know, kind of set in my ways and I don't feel like changing nothing, but I should have. So I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to take in all your feedback and change things for the better recently. I hope you appreciate that, and I hope you feel that way. And if you do, maybe you're someone who would always just watch, and now you're like, well, maybe I would actually like to support Phil for, you know, coming up for the holidays or whatever. Maybe I'll give him a tip on a stream. Maybe I'll give him a like on a video. I'll leave a comment on a video. I'll tell a friend about his content, and then run for the hills, because if his friend, you know, searches for Darkside Phil or DSPGaming on the internet, they're going to be bombarded with so much toxicity that they'll probably break off our friendship and disown me forever. It's his life, right? But whatever it may be, perhaps you would like to help out a little bit. I would appreciate that, you know? Because right now, I'm not going to lie, things are not absolutely terrible for me. They're not, but they're not great either. You know, this is a time of year when normally things would actually be great. I'd be pumped up, you hear me excited on the streams. Oh my God, the busiest gaming time of the year. And we're, you know, things are going great everywhere. And this year, it's kind of like, well, things are going okay, you know? So, hey, if you want to help out, by all means, please do if you can, okay? So, a few quick things. Someone says their super chat didn't pop up. I didn't get any super chats according to this. There are no super chats right now. I'm taking a look, and no super chats at all through YouTube at all, because I can actually see my queue over there, and there's nothing right now, okay? So a couple quick things before we get to a quick news story. Members wise, we actually have seen a rallying of members over the last few days. And the rallying of members is good, because what it means is that people are very interested in the content right now, And it also means that people want to see the Christmas event, and I'm happy about that. As of this morning, okay, I can confirm I'm going to actually get the number for you right now to see if it's gone up or down. We are at 289 members. I just confirmed it on YouTube, and that's what I wanted to do, because sometimes people become a member, but they don't click the button that does the pop-up or anything. We're only 11 members away from hitting the Christmas goal. That means Christmas marathon. I'm dressed up in festive attire, drinking all day long. We do a variety of video games that you guys nominate and vote for. Members in particular will be nominating and voting on a game that will get in there for sure. You know, please consider becoming a member right now. If you're not, becoming a member is a great way to not only support the channel, but get yourself many, many benefits. I don't even want to go through them this morning because I'm too lazy. I'm late and I'm too lazy. But, you know, many, many benefits, okay? So, that's awesome. What else? Well, today in particular is my last streaming day of the week. I need help with tips today. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I need help with tips. Why? Because tomorrow's my day off, and tomorrow is the day when I got to drop money to do all the things that I need to do in 1 week, whether it's grocery shopping, whether it's pet supplies, haircuts. I'm trying to think because there's one or two things. I'm not even kidding you. Yesterday, my wife is folding clothes. She did some laundry. She's folding the clothes. And she lifts up a pair of my boxer shorts. Now, don't try to picture them, all right? As you know, I weigh about 700-800 pounds according to my fans on the internet. So these boxer shorts, they're like this big, like they, you know, they're like a flag, a giant flag, or even like a small throw blanket, according to people who think that I'm fat for some reason. So she holds up a pair of my boxer shorts, okay, and she says, "I think it may be time you really should be getting new boxer shorts." And I'm like, now why would that be? These boxer shorts are only about 10, 11 years old. I'm not kidding. That's about how long I wear clothes. I'm not kidding. Like, I wear clothes, like, for a long-ass time. I'm one of those people that, like, I will wear clothes till they fall apart physically. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Like, I'm not a fashion guy. I don't go to the store just to buy clothes for the sake of having something that looks new. As you noticed, many of the shirts and things that I wear, I've worn for many, many years on streams. The only shirts that I've added to the rotation in the last few years are actually ones my wife bought for me. Okay? So she's holding up these boxer shorts. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why are you telling me that I need new boxers? She says, well, just take a look at them. And I look. And there's giant holes in the boxer shorts. It actually looks like a mouse thought that they were cheese and started eating holes in the boxer shorts. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. Let me see those. So I go like this. I'm like, now, wait a minute. No, these are fine. She's like, what? She's like, your boxer shorts have holes in them. Like, what do you do? No, my boxer shorts are not full of stains, Chicken Man. I actually keep my shit good. Why do you think I'm able to wear my clothes for so long? I keep my shit clean. I keep my shit nice. When I buy something to wear, whether it's pants, shoes, shirt, sneakers, boxer shorts, I keep my shit nice. I do. If it gets dirty, it goes right in the wash. You know, I keep stuff clean. All right, just being honest. That's just one thing about me. I've always been a more cleanly person. I hate slovenliness. I hate things that are dirty, disgusting. I like things clean, okay? So, my wife is staring at these and she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, any normal person, right, who has 100 holes in their boxer shorts, they would go buy new boxer shorts. And I'm like, well, the thing is, number one, I like these shorts. They're comfortable. I've looked and I've seen this trend out there, boxer briefs. And I've also seen this trend, like, you can either get, like, tighty whities or you get boxer briefs. You can't really get, like, normal boxer shorts anymore. Or at least the kind that I like. Like, I've noticed that in the trends recently, they don't really have the boxer shorts that I like that much anymore. Okay? So, I think my wife is gonna convince me to buy boxers tomorrow. It's very big. It's a big thing for me. I'm telling you, that's the moral of the story here is that I'm trying to get to. I think I have to buy boxer shorts tomorrow. I don't know what's wrong with the holes in them. Like, that's fine. It's not like I'm walking around the outside with just boxer shorts on with holes in them. I always got, like, right now, I got pants on. They cut. Well, who cares if there's holes in the boxer shorts if you got pants over it, right? Who cares what you can see? No one cares. But my wife's very upset with me. She says, you must buy boxer shorts. So I think tomorrow I'm going to have to get some. Okay? So that being said, when I go out tomorrow, you know, I got to go grocery shopping, including some extra stuff for Thanksgiving. I got to get some pet supplies for Jasper, haircuts, boxer shorts. Let me tell you guys, boxer shorts are very expensive these days. I don't know if you heard about this. They're about $300-$400 a pack now. This is what COVID did. It inflated all the prices. So to even get a pair of underwear is like, you know, hold on. Let me sell my car so that I can get some boxer shorts. So, anything that you contribute today will help me with tomorrow. But tips in particular, because tips I get right away, and tips I can put towards stuff tomorrow. All right? In addition to that, today I have the Hori. Are they on? No, they were charging. That's why they were glowing green. The Hori neck phones. I'm using these now, excuse me, on all of my streams. And because I'm using Hori neck phones, I am not limited to the hat that I can wear anymore. It used to be, oh, Phil can't wear a hat on stream today, or one of the ones we want, because he's wearing headphones. I'm wearing neck phones now. They allow me to put anything on my hat that I want. If you guys wanted me to put, I don't know. If you guys wanted me to put my noise maker on my head, I could do that now. You see? Because I'm not wearing headphones anymore. I can now put whatever I want on my head. You see? It actually adds to the streams. In addition to that, as we talked about previously, what I'm thinking is, moving forward, little hand exerciser. Moving forward, I can add new hats to the rotation. In Christmas month, which is coming up in about a week, I have 2 Christmas themed hats. I have a Santa hat and I have another hat that's like lights up or whatever. And I could wear both of those hats on streams in the rotation for hitting the tips goal of $100 on a stream, because I'm wearing neck phones now. You see? That's excellent. It's a good improvement. So anyway, the point I'm making is, if you like my content right now and you want to help out, the fact that there's less ad revenue and the fact that I got to buy underwear tomorrow because my wife has made fun of me tremendously, please tip me on the stream today. That would help out a lot. Okay? Wow. Now, who knew being honest with you guys would make someone contribute like that? You see that? All I had to do was open up with you guys and be honest and tell you about my holy underwear, and immediately a tip comes in. I mean, that's how it works. That's how it works, I guess. All I ever had to do was be honest with you guys, right? There you have it. You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Well, early happy holidays, everyone. What can I say, right? I mean, this is what it's all about. This is what life's about. It's about opening up to your audience. It's about having that organic connection, all right? I was wondering why it was so breezy down there. What was going on down there? Because my holy underwear, now I can actually buy some new ones tomorrow. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Holy shit. All right. We're going to get started with gameplay soon, I promise you. There's one story I want to talk about, gaming news story. And then I want to do a quick schedule and then shout-outs. The one gaming news story today is about the Game Awards. We talked about these yesterday, that the Game Award nominees were announced. The Game of the Year nominees, I should say. And the Game of the Year nominees were a hell of a mix, I would say. Although I personally don't agree with a lot of them. All right, yeah, Deathloop, It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil Village. Hold on. I got sand in my eye. What were the other ones? I don't even remember all the Game Awards nominees now. I'm having a brain fart, right? Some of them I totally agreed with, and others I was like, oh, here we go. This isn't it. This is the most anticipated game. I opened the wrong thing. What were the nominees? You guys know? Oh, Metroid Dread. That's one of the major reasons I want to play Metroid Dread, is because it was nominated for Game of the Year, and I didn't play it. Okay? I didn't play it, and I feel bad, because if it's really that good, you know, I feel like I'm missing out. You know what I'm saying? By not playing it. That's why I want to play it as my next game in the rotation. I'm definitely doing that. I can't even find the last one. What was the last game that was nominated? Wait, it was Deathloop, It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil 8, right? Why am I having brain farts today? Metroid Dread, what was the last one? I really can't remember what the last game nominated was. Oh, no wonder. Ratchet and Clank. Because it's such a, it's to me like, I'm not even kidding you. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart isn't even in like the neighborhood of Game of the Year for me. Like seriously, it's not even in the discussion. The one thing that Ratchet and Clank did was graphics. That was it. It didn't innovate in gameplay. It didn't innovate in story. It didn't have any uniqueness or modes. Even the haptic feedback present in the game, I forgot about within like 5 minutes. The one thing that I liked about the game was graphics. That's why I don't even think about Ratchet and Clank when it comes to the Game of the Year. Yet it's nominated for Game of the Year at the Game of the Year Awards. I'm like, what is going on? Right? I'm very confused about this. And we talked about this yesterday. I don't want to talk about that again. However, the thing that has got people up in arms is what's not nominated, okay? Everyone is pissed that Forza Horizon 5 is not nominated for Game of the Year. And a lot of people are even of the mentality, I don't think it should win Game of the Year. But when you have a game that's the highest rated Game of the Year, when you look at the cumulative reviews all over the internet for new releases, and in addition to that, a game that's considered best in class, all right? What I mean by that is, excuse me. What I mean by that is, when you have a game that absolutely this year dominated a genre, a style of gameplay, you know that's the best outing that was available in that respective genre for the year. Would you not argue that then that game should at the very least be nominated for Game of the Year? All right. Now, I'm playing Forza Horizon 5. I will tell you I like the game a lot. I will also tell you that I know the game has some issues. Just playing it launch week, the online components of the game don't even work right. Like, I tried to play Battle Royale, and the other cars in the Battle Royale I was playing were invisible. And people were actually telling me this is a glitch in the game. That right now the online play of the game is actually fucked up. It's broken. The cars should be showing up. You should be able to interact with them and do things. And I couldn't see any cars. And I played Battle Royale for 25 minutes and never saw another car. Right? And people were like, yeah, it's a huge problem. The game's screwed up. They released it broken. And apparently it's not just Battle Royale. It's all the online modes are having similar issues. So the game definitely has some shortcomings. And a lot of people are saying, actually, when you get further into the game, you realize that the online components are meant to be a major part of the game. And since they don't work, it's actually a huge problem. Okay? But even that, even if you factor out excuse me. Even if you factor out the online components of Forza Horizon 5, that the graphics, the variety of content issued or offered in the game, the soundtrack, the controls, the car selection, all these things are outstanding, best in class. You cannot name a better racing game in 2021. There is no better racing game than Forza Horizon 5 in 2021. So even if you disagree and you think it should not be Game of the Year, shouldn't it at the very least be nominated for Game of the Year? And a lot of people are looking at the games that were nominated, and they're like, if you take a look, okay, at the games that are nominated here, well, Ratchet and Clank, It Takes Two, all right, are both considered kind of like third-person action platformers. Why are there two of those nominated? They should have just narrowed it down to just one. Okay. And I guess you could argue, so Deathloop is a first-person shooter. You got two third-person action games. Metroid Dread is a side-scroller classic-style game that's very different. Castlevania, Metroidvania-style game, very different from the other nominees I would offer. Resident Evil 8 is a survival horror game, right? Being in there, and that's different. But I guess what you could say is, why did they nominate two or more games in the same genre? Couldn't they have kicked one of those out, just chosen which one was better, and then put in Forza? So basically, a lot of people are pissed at Forza. They're like, the problem is when you have a best-in-class game like a blatantly best-in-class, Like, we know that Forza Horizon 5 is not only the best racing game this year, but arguably the last few years. It's a really good game. Are you hurting the gaming community? And what I mean by that is, are you basically saying, well, even though Forza Horizon 5 is an outstanding game, racing games just aren't good enough, right? I actually talked about this. Oh, that's right, and Psychonauts 2 also is nominated. That's another 3D third-person platformer. So you've got It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank. 3 of the same type of game nominated for Game of the Year. They couldn't narrow that down to 2 or even 1 to make room for more genres in the Game of the Year nominees, right? Where's the variety, right? Where is the variety of nominations, okay? And I can argue this, like I said this the other day, I said, think about the Oscars, all right? The movie awards of the year, the biggest movie awards of the year, the Oscars. Why is it that at the Oscars, a comedy can never win Best Picture? When was the last time you saw a comedy win Best Picture at the Oscars? It's 99% of the time a dramatic, artsy-fartsy movie with some kind of a progressive message that ends up being the best movie of the year, right? Always. 9 times out of 10, you go to the Oscars and the nominees you never heard of. Why is it that the movie that everyone watched and loved this year is not the best picture? I don't understand. How are you saying that this one that I never watched and literally never would have heard of if it wasn't for the Oscars, why is that the best picture of the year when no one knows what the fuck it is? Now, some people would argue, well, that's a bad argument because you're now saying big budget AAA promoted movies versus indie movies, okay? And that I can agree with you there. I could definitely say, okay, in that regards, that's a fair assessment. You want movies that maybe didn't have the production budget or marketing budget to get noticed, all right? But never is it ever anything else. You know what I'm saying? Never do you see an action movie. Never do you see a sci-fi movie, a fucking comedy. It's always a drama. A drama is always Best Picture, no matter what, without exception, okay? So now when you look at the Game Awards, excuse me. When you look at the Game Awards, right? Why doesn't a sports game ever get nominated? Why doesn't a driving game ever get nominated? Why doesn't a fighting game get nominated, right? Look at over the years, okay? Some of the outstanding fighting games that we've had. Did they ever get nominated for Game of the Year? They'll get nominated. Best fighting game has its own category. Why are they not eligible? If a fighting game has good graphics, good competitive gameplay, a story mode that's robust, a lot of content, why can't a fighting game get nominated for Game of the Year, right? So for me, I look at all that, and I kind of agree. It seems to me that whatever the criteria is that Jeff Keighley uses for his Game Awards, I don't understand what it is because it doesn't seem to be valid. We had the same issue last year when everyone knew, but the Game Awards didn't even need to be announced yet, and we all knew that The Last of Us 2 was going to win Game of the Year. Why? Because there was a consensus in the gaming media last year that this game was the best game because of its social justice themes, its progressiveness in the plot, which, by the way, I didn't mind. That's fine if you want to have that in the plot, but don't tell me it's the best game of the year just because you have a feel-good moment playing it and saying it's good. Tell me it's best game of the year because it's the best gameplay, the best graphics, the best story, the best execution, everything. And it wasn't. To me, it wasn't the complete package. But because people thought it had one thing going for it, it was just game of the year, and no one even wanted, in the gaming media, no one even wanted to consider another fucking game. That was game of the year. Okay? So I don't know how Jeff has his jury or his panel, whatever it is, because he calls them something special. All right? These people who he selects, who are going to nominate and then vote on Game of the Year for the Game Awards. But it's a bad system. Whatever it is, it's a bad system. When you have a year like this year, where the games were a huge variety of games that came out this year, and we were all saying to each other, man, it's going to be very difficult to determine what's Game of the Year because there's a wide variety of games, and even though there were some really good ones, none of them really stand at the top of the pile as, wow, this game made my jaw drop. This game blew me away. This is the best game of 2021. No, everyone has a different opinion this year on what was the best game, and that's a good thing, I feel. But at the very same time, when you take a look at the Game Awards, it's like, well, 3 of the games that are Game of the Year nominees are the same type of game. It's like, what? Like, how does that even make sense? We had such a variety of games this year, yet you're telling me only one genre can make it in for 50% of the nominees? That doesn't even make sense at all. Okay? So, I'm be honest, I do. I feel that the whole Game Awards is flawed. I also think that the way that Jeff does it is stupid because he does it in early December, and that's dumb as shit. You should have it in early January, so that way every game that came out in 2021 can be considered, instead of saying, well, the games for December can be considered next year. No, they never will be. You will never have a game that came out in December be Game of the Year the next year. That's just not how people's minds work. When you go to the next calendar year, it's another year. You hit the reset button, right? No one's thinking, what game came out in December of 2020 that could possibly be a nominee for Game of the Year 2021? No one thinks that way. That's stupid. His Game Awards are flawed because of this. And you might say, well, what's the big deal, Phil? The Game Awards don't mean anything. You're right. The Game Awards actually don't mean anything. In reality, the Game Awards are a giant PR stunt. They're backed and financed by game companies. That's right. The Game Awards have so much money that get tossed at them but from these game companies as a way for free advertisement for their games. That's really their purpose. That's why the Oscars exist. That's why the Game Awards exist. It's a money-making venture. Everyone knows that who's smart. Everyone realizes there is no Game of the Year. It just doesn't exist. Oh, Last of Us 2 is Game of the Year 2021. No, it's not. There is no official Game of the Year. It's a very subjective thing, and you can choose for yourself. There's no official ruling on what the best Game of the Year was, but this is the problem, is that people are very ignorant. People actually think of it that way. They buy into hype, they buy into marketing, and they actually believe that whatever game is named Game of the Year at the Game Awards was the best game of that year, even though it's not. There's no official ruling. No one is there to tell you that, right? You can skip the Game Awards every year and miss nothing. Like, literally miss nothing. But the problem is, undoubtedly, here's what will happen. Whatever game wins Game of the Year at the Game Awards, much like whatever picture wins Best Picture at the Oscars, we'll see inflated sales. We'll see a giant amount of new attention tossed their way. And that might actually skew not only public opinion, but actually the games that studios pump out. For example, if Ratchet and Clank wins Game of the Year, that might make Sony focus more on games from Insomniac and focus more on that genre of game, rather than put efforts into other genres. Forza 5 is not nominated for Game of the Year. That literally might actually make it so that Microsoft says, well, even though Forza 5 sold pretty well in the first week, it didn't get the mainstream attention we really liked, so we're going to focus on other projects. I'm not kidding you. That's how the game industry works. So, even though you might argue, well, the Game Awards don't mean anything, they actually do. It's not an official ruling on what's better, but it absolutely is going to give attention and focus to a certain type or style of game that maybe you might even argue doesn't deserve it. That's not right, you know? So for me, I look at the situation, I'm like, I have to agree with people that when you have best in class, it should be in there. And by the way, this whole, there can only be 6 nominees for Game of the Year. Fuck you. No, there could be 400 nominees. As long as there's enough games that you consider good enough to be a Game of the Year contender, then there shouldn't be narrowed down to only 6. That's stupid. You should have as many in there as you want. Because if you had 10, 12, now you have more of an opportunity for games to get not recognized. I guarantee you, if it was top 10, Forza 5 would be in there. Okay? But it's a good point. Who is it that Jeff is selecting to be on his jury to determine Game of the Year? Because most people speculate it's game journalists. Most people speculate it's primarily game journalists. And so that's why Deathloop is on there. Even though the vast majority of people who played Deathloop in 2021 were dramatically underwhelmed. It's funny because that week everyone was kissing its butt. Within 1 week, I started reading opinions. Everyone's opinion changed. Everyone's like, wow, the plot sucks. There's that stupid plot twist. No one liked it. No one liked the plot twist of Deathloop. They thought that it sucked. And everyone agreed that the ending was bad and didn't explain enough. And it was kind of a waste of time. I'm not kidding. People actually have a consensus of this on the internet, that playing Deathloop is a waste of time. Yet it's reviewed like 10 out of 10 by most gaming media outlets for some odd reason. And now it's nominated for Game of the Year. It's like, why? What exactly did that game do to deserve it, right? I just don't get it. It seems like every year you got these weird nominations. So who is it that Jeff is reaching out to? Perhaps it shouldn't be. And the other thing is, there is a second category. It's viewer's choice. And Viewer's Choice every year ends up being not agreement with what is officially picked for Game of the Year. Last year, Viewer's Choice was Ghost of Tsushima, which the gamers themselves on the internet collectively agreed was the best game of the year. Gamers came together and said, no, when you look at all the elements, graphics, gameplay, story, it's way better than Last of Us 2. But because there was this whole fucking progressive movement for Last of Us 2, the feel-good movement. Oh, if you say it's the best game of the year, you're sticking it to the trolls and shit, which is the worst way to promote a game. It's completely dishonest, disingenuous, and fucked up. That game won Game of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a big push to make that Game of the Year, even though it didn't deserve it. So anyway, that's the big controversy on the internet. Some people are actually coming out with articles today saying the Game Awards doesn't realize the amount of influence it has, and the fact that it now is, like, actually slighting great games that deserve to be nominated for Game of the Year is actually detrimental to the industry, and that Jeff basically needs to reassess what the hell he's doing, because now he's actually hurting things more than helping them. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that Jeff is out to hurt anyone. I don't think that he's trying to be buddy-buddy with the games industry and only have certain games nominated, but I certainly do feel that with great power comes great responsibility, and perhaps when there's a very large group of people on the internet, multiple years in a row now, saying your Game Awards don't seem to make sense the way you're doing them, please reassess things. Maybe you should actually reassess things. Much like me being told, just go right into gameplay after pre-stream instead of going and taking a big steamy shit. And I say for 4.5 years, no, I'm going to do it my way. And now all of a sudden I change my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Jeff just needs to reassess his shit patterns. That's what I'm getting at. I have to blow my nose, and then we're going to do shout-outs, and then we're going to start with gameplay. My nose is bothering me. Again. Ugh. Ugh. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry. Ugh. Okay. Shoutouts time. Thank you to those who've already supported the stream before I even booted the damn game. And for those who like my content so much, they're okay with me being late today. I appreciate that. Okay. So, Purple Gumi did a super chat this morning and says, Phil, I'm adding to the boxer shorts fun. Much love. Thank you. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow, hopefully I can find some nice new comfy boxers, and my body will be happy for this. After 10 years of wearing the same boxers that are now full of holes like Swiss cheese, I think that my body will be grateful. Thank you for the super chat. Sunflower God became a member here today. Now, I don't know if that factored into the total members already. Let's double check, because again, we are getting so close now to actually hitting the members goal that I feel that when we see members coming in, that I should actually give a shout out every single time, and we should reassess the total members. We're at 290 members, guys. We only have 10 members to go. 10 members to go. And if we get those 10 members, all right, it's Christmas time. By the way, one thing I forgot to tell you guys, because we're going to do tip shout outs, and then we're going to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, every year for Christmas, the month of Christmas, starting the day after Thanksgiving, I basically do some very special things here on the stream. I change the color of the overlays. I have Christmas decorations behind me for the month or so, usually a little longer. I like to extend it into like January because I like it so much. I love the holiday season. And then we also usually have some holiday-themed animations on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, this year will be, and I'm, you know, I don't usually say stuff like this. Okay? This year will be the best year for holiday celebrations on my streams. All right? Without spoiling, all right? I have received a series of animations for Christmas that have blown me away. It's the first time that I've really felt this way. I'm serious. Like, I'm looking at these animations, and I'm like, these are fucking outstanding. These are like the best things that I think I've ever seen on my streams. I can't believe these will be on my streams. That's how good these animations are. These are above and beyond the level of quality that you're used to seeing. I mean, not that the level of quality around here is bad. I mean, we all know that there's a high level of professionalism on my streams. We all know that. You come to my streams for high levels of production value. You can tell the hours of work that go on behind the scenes to make this happen. I mean, look at behind me. You have any idea? I was here with protractors and laser measurers getting the angles right for the stuff behind me. We all know this, right? You know this. That this is going to be outstanding stuff when you come to my streams, okay? But anyway, the point I'm making here is you will be, I feel, blown away by what I have in store for you coming up. And those animations will begin the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, 1 week from this Friday. The Christmas festivities begin right here. Right here on the streams. You won't want to miss it. We will have new animations for tips, multiple levels of tips, like standard tip, $10 tip, $20 tip, you know, all those will have new animations. The only one I'll probably leave the 420 and 666 animations because those are specialized, and I'll probably leave the $50 because that's the glasses, but the other ones I'll probably change, okay? You will have new animations for super chats and super stickers. They're the animations you select on YouTube. But super chats will be completely different. Super chats will be improved. You will see all these new animations, okay? Now, this is just for the holidays. After that, I might have to go back to the old ones, and we'll see if I can maybe get some new ones in the rotation for, like, the normal year. But I feel this will be exciting. Okay, I do. I feel that this will be an exciting time of the year. You guys will come to the streams and be like blown away by what you see. You'll be just, you know. So just a little preview. All right, tips. Let's get to tips. Overnight, I got a tip from GTA Slayer 504 who says, 2 small things for when you play GTA. Go north along the bridge of San Fierro where you can reach a small island. There's a boat school there that you can do. And also there's a quarry mission which unlocks later on in Las Venturas. It's worth doing the extra side missions there. Then he was here this morning, and as I started the stream, he tipped another $1 and said, at this point in the game, you could do boat school. Drive north of San Fierro across the bridge to a small island. It'll be in a small town towards the docking area. It would be nice to see you do that this stream. Did I ever do boat school in the game? I can't recall in my previous playthroughs if I did boat school or not. I know I did driving school. I know I always did flight school, because flight school is required to actually beat the game, right? But I don't know if I ever did boat school. Right? Is it just true boat school? Anyone know about this? If you guys know about it, and you want to see me do it, by all means, I'm open to doing whatever you guys want. There is no boat school? Some people are saying there's no boat school, and then Kagame says, yes, you already did boat school. Playcool18 to me $1.50 and says, same here. As long as the clothes are comfortable, it doesn't matter if the color is faded or a bit stretched. Besides, the longer you wear them, the more fond of them that you grow. I'm just waiting for that 299 out of 300 status so then I can become a member. Only 10 more. So Playcool is saying, if we get to 299 members, he will gladly become the 300th member to make the Christmas event happen. Okay? So if we can get to 299, it's a shoo-in. 300 is happening, according to Playcool. All right? That's cool. Thank you for telling us that. Hydro90 to me $20. Thank you, Hydro90. And then Golden Bloomers tipped me $20. So that's $40 in tips between the two of them. Even though it's the same amount, since Hydro90 tipped first, Hydro90 gets on the leaderboard. Okay? An anonymous $1.50 tipper says, can you do boat school? Now, we're talking about this right now. People are telling me it doesn't exist. Madara's got to, I looked it up. There is a boat school in the game. It is true. All right, so maybe we'll do boat school. And then Banter Snatch Timmy, $4.20 says, if Battlefield 2041 wins any nominations, we riot. Well, yeah, especially because Battlefield 2041 doesn't exist. There's no game called that. That would be pretty impressive. If a game that doesn't exist got nominated, I think people would be pretty much up in arms. Yeah. But if you're talking about Battlefield 2042, I don't know. All right. So one quick thing. I'm going to run downstairs and grab a seltzer water because I drank my coffee during the pre-stream and now it's done. So I want to have a seltzer water here for my stream, and then we're going to get right into gameplay. This is not a break. I promise you this is not a break. In fact, here, just to show you guys, this is not a break. I'm turning the console on, all right? And I'm going to go to the game screen so that you guys don't leave. Because I'm actually now paranoid and afraid that you guys are going to abandon me. That if I say, I got to go downstairs to grab a bottle of seltzer water before we start gameplay, you guys will say, that's a break. And then you're going to leave. You're going to drop viewers. Right now we have over 400 viewers. We're going to go down to 4 viewers. 4 viewers if I'm gone for 20 seconds. 20 seconds to grab a bottle of seltzer water. That's how you guys, I mean, I understand the internet is a fickle place, right? And, you know, it's like a lot of people say, content creators, a day that I'm not here is a day that I lose viewership, and a day that, like, you know, I have to be here every day consistently to retain my popularity. A lot of people feel that pressure. Luckily for me, I don't have any popularity, so I don't care. But a lot of people feel that pressure. It's the same thing for me. If I go take a shit, if I have to go scratch my ass, if I have to get a drink, people leave the stream. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to put my coffee cup into the sink. I'm going to go into my refrigerator and grab a bottle of seltzered water. Water that has been seltzered. And I'm going to come back up. And I'm going to put it right here, and then we're going to start with gameplay. Now, if you leave during that segment, I'm going to be very upset. I mean that. Like, if I stand up and I go to get seltzer, I come back, and if the viewership is dropped, I'm going to be incredibly upset with all of you. So I hope that you will not leave. Okay. Thank you to Sunflower God for his super chat and says, I'm your biggest fan. Well, thank you very much to Sunflower God. I appreciate that. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Okay. And by the way, guys, we're at $47 in tips. I haven't even started playing yet. Thank you for the support today. As I said, I do need help. Tomorrow is my day off. The support you give me today with tips helps me for tomorrow, so thank you so much for that. Okay, guys? All right, here's the deal. Wait a minute. Orange Juice says Wings has been talking mad shit about you on his streams. Well, that's it. I'm dropping everything. We're not doing gameplay. I'm just going to rant about Wings of Redemption for the next 4 hours. I'm tearing into this guy. Finally, it's about fucking time that this guy gets his just desserts. I've had enough. All right? Fuck you talking about? All right, let's take a break. No, let's not take a break. We're not taking a break. I'm going to just go downstairs. I'm going to place this in the sink. I'm going to grab a bottle of seltzer. All right? I'm going to scratch my ass. And then I'm going to come back. So give me like just a few short minutes. What I will do, in fact, watch this. You ready for this? Hold on. Not this. I'm going to go to the game screen because I want you guys to understand this is not a break. All right? This is not an official break. If this is an official break, you guys will be very upset with me. Okay? This is not an official break. I already got the game ready to go. It's going to start momentarily. All I need to do is I need to go get a drink. All right? So I'm not taking a break at all. This is not a break. I promise you, it's not a break. I'll say it again. It's not a break. I'm going downstairs. I'll be right back. All right? Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Don't touch that dial. All right? If you want, maybe go get a seltzer water yourself. Maybe you grab a drink or a snack. Don't use the restroom. There won't be time. If you go to piss, by the time you come back, I'll already have completed 2 missions. You're going to be very upset you missed out. I'm telling you. All right? All right. Here we go.